Dark Devotion review. Dark Devotion is a combination of Metroidvania and Souls games. It's most similar to Salt and Century, and that's Gambit. But of course, it's not the same as those two, so let's go to sections and rate the game properly. First section is the story. Very difficult story to understand, that's short. I still can't figure out if I like the mysterious story of Templars and incest and dead kings and pilgrimage. This is a very morbid and dark story that's presented to you via item inscriptions, random NPCs, and of course tons of lore books that you'll find along the way. But here is the main problem. All of that is mixed in the way that you just can't follow the story arc unless you put it all on a paper and spend 50 hours in the game to actually discover what the fuck is going on. Very few people will actually like or understand the story of Dark Devotion, no matter if it's good or not. It might be one of the best stories ever in indie games, but what's the point if it's presented like this? You get to play as female Templar, and I'm not a huge fan of female protagonists, although, because of pixel art, you can easily imagine that she looks like a skinny boy instead of a woman. Jokes aside, 5 out of 10 for story. Next section, game bugs and optimization. Not a single bug, glitch, crash, lag or stutter in my entire playthrough. It's not system demanding at all and it works like a charm. 10 out of 10 for game bugs and optimization. Game time is the next section. I needed exactly 16 hours for 95% of the game, 95% completion rate. I've seen all bosses, all maps, discovered a lot of secrets, and to complete this game on 100% it will take you around 20 to 25 hours, not more than that. Replay value is low, very low. Overall, it's not a short game, it's not a long game, and having in mind that it's indie game, my rate for the game time will be 7 out of 10 for Dark Devotion. Next section is game difficulty. They count this game in the tags among challenging, difficult, and hard. Maybe, I can't oppose that, but for me it was a bit easy, especially boss fights. It's quite simple why I find the game so easy. You're invulnerable while rolling, and rolling covers a lot of space between you and your enemies. Enemies usually swing once or twice, including all bosses, and then there is always 2 to 3 seconds space to hit an enemy and then roll out. You'll die though. Even with all of this, what I just said, you'll die a lot. You'll die from falling to traps, you'll die from accumulated curses, you'll die from new enemies, until you get to learn them. Game is fair, and that's the most important thing. 8 out of 10 for game difficulty. Maps and graphics. There are exactly 4 different maps that combine into one huge main map to backtrack and cover. Those 4 main maps cover a lot of different environments like sewers, dungeons, library, castles, gardens, and so on. Variety in maps is there. Graphics are solid, it's pixel art after all. Design of enemies, NPCs, and maps, all of that is cool. Dark vibe is in the entire game, and I really liked it from that perspective. So 8 out of 10 for maps and graphics. Gameplay, the most important part. What do you do in this game? You start, you visit the blacksmith, equip items for free, go to the scribe, get a mini quest, enter a dungeon. Once you enter, the only way out is dying. So once you die, you get to the main hub again, but this time a bit stronger than on the previous run. You'll acquire some new boss weapons, you'll get some runes along the way that will increase your crit chance, damage, stamina, or fate. Only thing I like to explain in those stats is fate, cause it's new and innovative. Fate is your devotion, and fate can be used in a lot of different ways to open doors, pray at the altars to heal or remove curses, or get a blessing, and of course to cast magic. So, let's summarize in short. Gameplay, you'll discover secrets, backtrack a lot, kill enemies, kill bosses, acquire blessings and curses, roll, dodge, block, kill enemies with magic, bows, one-handed and two-handed melee weapons. Gameplay is fun, dark and full of terrors. 9 out of 10 for gameplay. NPCs and enemies as the next section. I never cared about one single NPC in the game. Its confusing story has to do something with it for sure, but I never cared. And there are a lot of NPCs in Dark Devotion. Bosses, I can say the same thing about the bosses. Most of them I killed on the very first attempt. There are some memorable monstrosities like a pregnant naked boss or a virgin in the dark. Game is weird, it's really weird. Enemies are cool though, and their variety is huge. I even found some random enemies harder than most of the boss fights. Is that a good thing now? No, not in my book. It's good for mobs, but bad for immersion, and it's bad for bosses, and they're so easy. 5 out of 10 for NPCs and enemies. Leveling and itemization. That's the next section. There is no leveling in this game, but there are permanent upgrades. Same applies for items. Every time when you discover a rune, it sticks with you till the end of the game. Every time when you discover a weapon or armor, trinket, no matter, it will be available at the start of the game when you visit the blacksmith. Every time when you finish some mini quests for the scribe, a new consumable will be available when you visit the blacksmith. When you kill enemies and bosses, they'll leave, well, let's call it like soul fragments, and with those fragments you'll be able to buy new enhancements in the main hub. Like run faster, dodge further, more damage, magic costs less, and so on. Items, or better to say weapons, cover a lot of interesting weapon designs with different damage, attack speed, and range. Some of the boss weapons look amazing, like really amazing. Armor will raise your armor class so you can receive more hits, and trinkets will raise your HP so you can again receive more hits. All armors and trinkets also come with penalties, so the lower the number of your armor is, the less chance you'll have to miss enemies. Higher armor means miss more often. 7 out of 10 for leveling and itemization. Music and sound is the last section. There is no voice acting, unfortunately. Music is great, sound effects are okay. Only 2 cutscenes, one in the very beginning and one in the end, and they're all covered with narration. That's all there is about the section. 6 out of 10, I believe it's fair. Conclusion. We got 9 sections with 65 points in total, and that would be a 7.2 out of 10 for Dark Devotion. I would wait for sale, but if you crave for Metroidvania Souls-like experience or just for a new game, then buy it immediately. Dark Devotion, it was a short but very fun experience. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next one.